Today we are going to see an interesting topic. Have you ever wondered how life would be in a place of low temperature and high pressure? It will be a really difficult situation. My topic is all about. This is Madheshwaran from second MSc Microbiology, and my topic is marine ecosystem benthic zone. Now we look on to the contents of this module. First, we will be seeing about the definition of marine ecosystem, overview of the marine zones, and all the communities in this benthic zone. And then we see about benthic zone, the definition of benthic zone, and the zones within the benthic zone and their characteristics. And we will be seeing the microbial communities present in the zones and specifically in the benthic zone, and their key functions we will see in this part. And we also see the microbial adaptations, how they adapt to the different environment they are living there. Everything will be seen in this part. The ecological functions and importance of benthic zone will be discussed in this part. And human impacts and conservation. We will discuss the various human impacts that is caused and what are the the pollution, climate change, overfishing, everything will be seen in this particular part of this module. Finally, we'll see the summary of this module, and at last we'll see the conclusion part. So first we'll be seeing the introduction. The introduction, definition of marine ecosystem and importance of marine ecosystem, everything will be seen. So the marine ecosystem has small organism to largest animal, that is whale. It has really a vast network of lot of organisms, like it has a high diversity of organisms. So marine ecosystem are a complex network of living organisms. This system encompasses everything from smallest microorganisms to largest marine mammals. In this picture you can see starfish and jellyfish and the whale. Everything is entirely different. So like this we have lot of diversified environment. Living organisms are all living together. Overview of marine ecosystems. In marine ecosystem, we all know it covers around 70% of Earth's surface. It includes diverse habitats such as coral reefs, mangroves, sea grass beds, and open ocean. Importance of marine ecosystems in that biodiversity comes. It supports a vast array of species and habitats. Climate regulation, yes, influence global climate patterns by regulating atmospheric gases. And ecosystem services offer vital services including coastal protection, nutrient cycling, and carbon sequestration. Now we will be seeing detail about the benthic zone. Benthic zone is the ecological region at the bottom of the aquatic environment, including the surface of the seafloor and sediment layers beneath. In the next slide, there is a picture that will make it easy to understand. So it encompasses the entire floor of oceans, seas, and other water bodies, extending from shoreline to the deep ocean basins. So in this picture, you can see we have benthic zone right there in the blue color lined segment is there. That is the benthic zone, and we also have a lot of zones like epipelagic zone, mesopelagic zone, bathypelagic zone, abyssopelagic zone, and hadopelagic zone. Now we see the zones within benthic zone. All the zones will be discussed briefly. First, we have intertidal zone. So it is considered the area with high low tide marks. It has fluctuating air water environment. So the environment experience regular exposure to air and water leading to fluctuating conditions. Organisms includes species like barnacles, sea stars, and various types of algae and mollusks. Next comes the subtidal zone. It is below the upper surface of the water body. It is stable compared to the previous one. Characteristics always submerged and generally experience more stable conditions compared to the intertidal zone. Organisms rich in biodiversity, including kelp forests, coral reefs, and seagrass beds. Now we see the continental shelf. So in this picture, you can see green gradient, which shows continental shelf. It is nutrient rich and supports primary productivity. The organisms like diverse range of marine life, including fish, invertebrates, and marine plants, can be seen in this type of zone. Continental slope. Here we can say this is a transition between continental shelf and deep ocean floor. From here onwards, light density begins to reduce and the pressure increases. Here, steeper than the continental shelf and can include features like submarine canyons and deep sea trenches. Organisms include species adapted to colder temperatures and higher pressures. So, this is basal plain. It is almost found deep in the like almost 3,000 to 6,000 deep inside the ocean. This zone is used to make all the films like sea monster stories, kraken, and lot of documentaries are made regarding this basal plain. Still, people are saying it has unidentified creatures and lot of stories are there. Characteristics include flat, vast, and covered in fine sediment. Experiences high pressure and low temperatures. Organisms include deep sea organisms like abyssal fish, sea cucumbers, and certain types of worms. Now we are seeing the hadopelagic zone, also called as hadal zone. This is the extreme deepest part. It can be found in all. It cannot be found in all water bodies. Only in deep oceans, where in the ocean bed you can see this. There will be a hollow cave-like environment that is extremely dark. It also has high pressure that we can't imagine, but still organisms are living inside. So this environment comprises highly of high pressure and very cold temperature. Specialized species adapt to extreme conditions only can live here. We'll be discussing about the various microbes in the benthic zone. So there are a lot of microbes in the benthic zone. The diversity and activity of microbes in the benthic zone are essential for maintaining the health and stability of aquatic ecosystems. We'll discuss one by one. First, we have the archies. So they are all extremophiles. We all know. They also do methane cycling, and they have highly stable genomic composition. Some archaeas use a process called reductive acetyl CoA pathway for carbon fixation because we know there will not be any light source available, and they take part in nitrogen cycle by reducing nitrate to nitrogen gas, and sulfur cycling by reducing sulfate to sulfide. Their genome often contains genes that encode for enzymes capable of functioning under extreme conditions, contributing to their adaptability and survivability. We have bacteria. Bacteria in the benthic zone are capable of anaerobic respiration, utilizing substances like sulfate or nitrate as electron acceptors instead of oxygen, which is often scarce in these deep or sediment-rich environments. The bacteria live in the guts of benthic invertebrates, aiding in the digestion of complex organic materials. In return, these bacteria benefit from a stable environment and constant supply of nutrients. Example, D-sulfovibrio and Pelagibacter ubique. Now we have fungi. We all know fungi, they are decomposed the same way. Here also they do the same job. Fungi in the benthic zone are integral to decomposition of complex organic matter. Benthic fungi have adapted to thrive in low oxygen environments, often found in deep or sediment-rich areas. The benthic zone hosts a diverse range of fungal taxa, including Ascomycota, Basidiomycota, Zygomycota. This diversity reflects their ability to exploit various ecological niches within the sedimentary environment. Next, we have marine algae. They are so important because the oxygen we use for respiration is mostly provided by them. Carbon sequestration is also another job done by these marine algae. I think our classmate Mamata knows better than everyone, I guess. Benthic algae serves as a producers in benthic zone. They possess adaptations such as specialized pigments that enable them to capture and utilize limited light. And the benthic zone is home to a diverse array of algae taxa, including green algae, chlorophyta, and brown algae, phaeophyta, and red algae, that is also called rhodophyta. Now we have the protozoa. Benthic protozoa play a crucial role in decomposition of organic matter within sedimentary environments. They feed on bacteria, small algae, and other microorganisms. Uh, Benthic protozoa are valuable indicators of sedimentary quality and ecological health. Adaptations include the ability to form cysts and resting stages to endure unfavorable conditions and resume activity when environmental conditions improve. Now we see the various adaptations of these microbes in this benthic zone. The microbes often reproduce so fast due to nutrient availability in benthic zone. So they don't want their community to get destroyed in this harsh environment. So they always stay together as a gang and do this job efficiently. Now we are going to see an important adaptation, efflux pumps. Our ma'am already taught us about various pumps like sodium, potassium, chlorine channels. Similarly, we also have something called major facilitator superfamily pumps. These majorly transport amino acids, sugars, and various substances. Also, we have another one called ABC transporters. They utilize ATP to transport substances like toxin and other unwanted substances. These things has to be transported because they have to live. If these toxins like substances accumulate inside bacteria or whatever microbe, they will die. So for that, they will constantly they will be circulating all the substance outside to inside so that they live in this harsh condition. It's like the same mechanism how we take a boring lecture from one ear and leave it out to the other one. Similar fashion, these microbes also following the same method to avoid all unwanted things. Now we see the pigment production. So microbes present in the benthic zone, they really produce pigments like they want to avoid the oxidative stress. So for that they are producing pigments. These pigments helps in them the photosynthesis and all the other processes. Photosynthesis occurs only in the benthic zone, that is present in the as I already mentioned, the intertidal zone and subtidal zone. In that much area only these photosynthesis happens. When it crosses after continental slope or hadal zone or abyssal plain, there you cannot see any light. So the photosynthesis, we cannot be sure that it will happen or not there. And also it has polyunsaturated fatty acid synthesis. It helps in the membrane fluidity, and it also helps in reducing membrane damage. And the one more important thing is it is considered as important energy reserve. We have antioxidant enzyme systems. Here we can see catalase, superoxide dismutase, glutathione peroxidase, and glutathione reductase. These enzymes helps these microbes to overcome the stress they face in that specific zone. And each enzyme plays crucial role. Like catalase, they they reduce the reactive oxygen species, and superoxide dismutase, they convert the superoxide radicals into hydrogen peroxide and oxygen. Glutathione peroxidase, it helps in the uh, reducing hydrogen peroxide. It's a crucial antioxidant. And glutathione reductase helps in maintaining the stability of the internal structure. Now we have cyclic AMP signaling. This is a type of signaling helps them to modify themselves according to the threats they face in this zone. Threats means the stress response, like stress and other nutrient unavailable conditions. These conditions, this type of signaling gets activated. Because of this signaling only, the modifications takes place in the microbes. Gene expression regulation is another important factor, because in order to perform quorum sensing, biofilm formation, everything requires gene expression regulation. So in the benthic zone, microbes regulate gene expression to adapt changing environmental conditions. They sense fluctuations in nutrients and stress factors like temperature and pressure, adjusting their gene activity accordingly. This regulation is crucial for survival, stress management, and optimization in the benthic environment. Now we are going to see about the ecological functions and importance. The benthic zone is crucial for supporting aquatic food webs. It is home to primary producers like algae and seagrasses, which photosynthesize and produce organic matter. So we'll see everything in detail. Benthic zone is a dynamic and integral part of aquatic ecosystem, contributing to the stability, productivity, and overall health. Understanding and preserving the zone is essential for maintaining the ecological balance and sustainability of aquatic environments. First, we have nutrient cycling, and then we have mineralization, that is sediment stabilization, and then we have another thing called bioturbation. At last, we have benthic pelagic coupling, that is also an important phenomena. We talk about the nutrient cycling. The benthic zone is essentially essential for nutrient recycling. Decomposers such as bacteria and fungi break down organic matter that sinks to the bottom, releasing nutrients back into the water column. These nutrients are vital for growth of phytoplankton and other primary producers. Next, we have the sediment stabilization. In this process, the basic like benthic microorganisms helps in stabilizing the sediments. So particularly those that burrow in the sediments help stabilize the substrate. This process reduces sediment resuspension, which can otherwise lead to the water turbidity and affect light penetration and aquatic plant growth. Next, we have bioturbation. Many benthic organisms such as worms and clams engage in bioturbation, mixing and aerating the sediment. This activity helps to enhance oxygenation of the sediments, which is important for aerobic microbial process and can prevent the buildup of toxic substances. Benthic pelagic coupling. It is an important phenomenon. This benthic zone is integrated within the water column above it. Processes occurring in benthic zone such as nutrient release and organic matter breakdown affect the overlying water and influence primary productivity and food webs. Now we have human impacts and conservation. Here we are going to see the various factors that are affecting the benthic zone and what are the human impacts that is causes a lot of damage to the benthic zone. First, we have human impacts. That human activities significantly impact the benthic zone through pollution such as oil spills, heavy metals, and plastic waste, which disturb ecosystems and harm benthic organisms. Overfishing and destructive practices like trawling can physically damage benthic habitats, leading to a loss of biodiversity. Additionally, climate change through ocean acidification and a rising temperature alter chemical balance in the environment, affects the nutrient cycles and microbial communities present in this zone. And then we have pollution. Marine pollution occurs when harmful substances like plastics, chemicals, and other industrial waste enter the ocean, contaminating the water and harming marine life. Uh, Additionally, microplastics and toxic chemicals can enter the food chain, ultimately affecting the human health and global biodiversity. Here we have overfishing. Overfishing is also considered as the an harmful impact in the Benthic zone. Uh, this practice threatens the balance of marine ecosystem, causing the decline of predator and prey populations and altering habitats. Overfishing also destroys the coastal communities and global food uh, security by reducing the availability of fish as a vital resource. As we already talked about the pollution, that it also contribute to the degradation of coral reefs and seagrass beds, and other toxic chemicals can enter to the food chain, as I already said before. Uh, this highly contaminates the ocean environment, and the organism living in the ocean, they are getting reduced because of this. Their population are drastically reduced because of the pollution humans they made. Now, if we have the habitat destruction, as you can see in this picture, you have oil and mining process uh, is really like damaging the benthic zone. Catching the big predators also uh, damages the food ecosystem, and the pollution, as I already said, plastics and other metal waste also damages and destructs the habitat. Another process called trawling, where they will drag all the uh, underwater organisms for food. This process also damages the habitat. As I said, oil and gas mining, it really causes severe damage to this ecosystem. Drilling activities and pipeline installations often disturb the seabed, harming the benthic organisms. And the discharge of toxic chemicals also contaminate the water and sediments, impacting microbial communities and disrupting the nutrient cycling and processes. Finally, we see the summary of this overall module. It really helped us to understand the impacts of climate change and ocean acidification. Uh, Also, we need the real-time monitoring of benthic habitats. Studying the impacts of invasive species in the benthic zone is also needed. Nutrient cycling and energy transfer dynamics. This is also need to be studied so that we can continuously monitor the benthic zone and we can support the organisms that grows in this environment. Finally, we came to the conclusion part of this presentation. The Benthic Zone is a cornerstone of marine ecosystem, providing essential services that support both ecological balance and human livelihoods. Safeguarding the Benthic Zone is not only crucial for maintaining marine biodiversity, but also for supporting the broader health of our ocean and the numerous benefits they provide to us. Thank you everyone for patiently listening to my presentation video. I sincerely thank Dr. Kavya ma'am for giving me this opportunity, and this is a unique approach towards learning. We appreciate it really, ma'am. Once again, thank you all.